Good morning, happy Monday, happy birthday, even if it's not your real birthday. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. It's a wonderful time to be alive, although this is a little bit dark in here, despite things here. I'm hoping the camera will compensate a little bit. Yes, every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life, and why wouldn't you want to celebrate life? That works better that way around, doesn't it? It's a wonderful time to be alive. I'm not sure I like this. I might have to move. I'm going to move. Oh, look, there you go. There you go. Why is it interesting? There you go. Got the colours better now, isn't it? Anyway, happy birthday. How are you doing? We've got a few people to say we're happy real birthdays too, and then we're going to get on to talking about our self-image thermostat, which we have talked about before, but I've got a new take on it, and a couple of extra bits of points and stuff. I watched a video from Dan Locke this morning, which I thought was a particularly good way of explaining it, and actually was a TEDx, I think it was, originally. So yeah, cool. We're going to come on to that in a second, but first of all, let's wish happy birthday to the two people whose happy birthdays is actually today, and the people who are left over from yesterday's. So happy birthday to Simon Speed and Jen Hamley. Been watching your Instagrams on your roller skates, roller skates, Jen. Looking like you're doing really well there. Starting to get really quite talented there. It's very nice to see. And then from yesterday, happy birthdays from yesterday to Chris Hodges, who I went to school with, Michelle Mahal, Rose Watson, Leigh Campbell, Jane Giddins, Bridget Gilmore is part of the Malaga crowd, Paula Hardman, Brad Burton's crowd originally, wasn't it? Although that's probably a bad memory, I imagine. I don't know. Yeah, anyway, Heather, Laura, who's Entrepreneur Circles times, and Irena Bardenet, who I think I went to school with. I think that's the right there. Anyway, happy birthday to all of you. Wish them all happy birthdays by blowing out candles on their cake with a little breath exercise we always do here. So blow out one thing. What's the one thing you want to get done today on the Monday? Breathe in 5 through your nose. Hand on the heart. Light candles on your left hand while you're holding your breath, and then blow out the candles. So a little breathing exercise, which ties in with the book of the day today, which is Do the Work, which is a very good book, and the book that I should have written 5 years ago, which is kind of frustrating when you hear that sort of thing, isn't it? But there you go. Very good, because she was talking about, and I'll tell you a little bit about my journey hopefully at the end of this, to explain how the self-image thermostat has affected me. No, in fact, no, tell the story now and then you can come back to it later on. So back in 2012, I'd run out of money, and I wasn't sure how. In fact, it was January of 2012, and I didn't know how I was going to pay the bills at the end of January. I didn't know that was what the problem was at the time. Probably haven't told the story particularly well here, but here we go. So I was in my kitchen, and I was about to meet a friend for coffee, a girl who I kind of fancied, so it was like a little bit of tension there, a little bit, and I was ready quite early. So I thought, shall I take some work with me into the coffee shop and sit there so I'm ready, prepared and calm, but I've got something to do while I'm waiting, or shall I stay at home, do a little bit of work, get a cup of tea and then walk into town so I don't have to carry anything with me? And I walked to the kitchen to put the kettle on, and then I thought, no, I'll get my books ready first and stuff ready first. So I get my stuff ready, and then I walked back to my bedroom, and then I stopped that. I thought, no, I'll put the kettle on first, and I went back to the kitchen, and this went on about 10-20 times backwards and forwards, and I thought, whoa, what is going on here? This is a bit weird. Okay, let's just put the kettle on and have a cup of tea, settle down and think what's happening. And I put the kettle on. I think I made myself a cup of tea, and then I sat there, and while I was drinking the tea, I started crying, and I just couldn't stop. I was just crying and crying and crying, and eventually I kind of fell off the chair that I was sitting in. We had like a center console with high chairs, stools, I guess, and I kind of fell off the stool onto the floor, and I was curled up in a little ball, crying so hard that I could barely breathe. And I was thinking to myself, I'm having a heart attack, I'm dying, I don't know what to do here. And I thought about phoning for an ambulance, and I thought, well, I can't speak, so I can't tell them where to come to. I didn't know what to do with myself. So I texted a friend, Mark, whose surname Mark Griffiths, and he said, it sounds like you might be having a panic attack. You just need to slow your breathing down. You need to focus on the breath and get it out. So there you go. That little breathing exercise we did here is effectively how I started all this stuff off. Count the breath in. Hold it. Breathe out. breathe in. And that calmed everything down. That's basically, I didn't know at the time, but that's changing that fight or flight response. Our body goes into this fight or flight, changing our parasympathetic nervous system into our sympathetic nervous system, or the other way around. I can't remember which way around it is now. Without checking. But basically it just gets you from the fight or flight response into a calm state. It's effectively a mini meditation, if you like. It's the same as when people say breathe into a paper bag. Same thing, because you're focusing on the breath, you're taking all your thoughts out of your brain and into your breathing and checking on that. You are taking your thoughts into your body. And then also, because you're breathing deeply, you're getting oxygen into your lungs, you're getting oxygen into your blood, you're getting oxygen into your brain. That then allows you to think more clearly and more safely. Because when you panic, you have a short breath, and you're not getting any oxygen into your lungs. You're starting to panic because your body's not getting enough oxygen. Your body starts to shut down and goes, whoa, what's going on here? I haven't got enough oxygen going on. And it just gets, it cycles worse, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Panic attack. And it feels terrible, and it feels horrible. So I had that, and that was in January 2012. And then eventually, once I got my breathing under control, I managed to phone my doctors, because obviously I didn't need an ambulance anymore. And they got me an emergency appointment, went straight in there, and they said, okay, yeah, we're going to give you some antidepressants. And I thought, oh, not again. This is like the 4th time I've been on antidepressants. I don't want to be on antidepressants anymore. And the very lovely doctor, whose name I can't quite remember. Anyway, she was lovely, really, really lovely. She really listened to me, she cared, she wanted to help as much as she could. She recommended me for CBT and mindfulness courses, which were coming up in, it took like 6 weeks, 6 months or something to get onto these things. I can't remember how long it was, but it was a while. It was later on that year. And I went through that whole process of learning about mindfulness and meditation and CBT and learning all that stuff. And then I investigated it further. I went and did courses online to learn more about it. And all of this stuff then starts to coalesce around how I want to help other people to become, to get off antidepressants, stay off antidepressants, never struggle with depression ever again. Because it's been 10 years of up and down depression, up and down suicidal thoughts, anxiety and all that kind of stuff for years and years and years. And I didn't want to be like that anymore. And so that was 2012 was the twisting point, when I just changed and I said, right, I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to figure out how to get around this. And that's basically what I did. And then 2014, I ran my breakthrough event when I realized IT wasn't the one thing I wanted to do. That was the other part of that. Was I was doing my diary book of business and it wasn't going particularly well. Good morning. It wasn't going particularly well. I wasn't making enough money, which is why I couldn't pay the bills and all that kind of stuff. And then I realized that part of the reason why I wasn't making the money was because I didn't enjoy it. I wasn't loving the thing. And then I went on this course with Terry Gormley in 2014, and he said, well, what do you love? And I said, I love standing in front of people. I love educating people. I love helping people to understand their brains, their neuropsychology. And he said, well, why don't you just do that then? And so we ran the breakthrough event in 2014. I've really gone off topic here massively, haven't I? But hopefully this is a really useful story to illustrate how I've got to where I've got to right now, and why I want to help people get off antidepressants and help people to feel free from depression, so it doesn't become a controlling part of your life, and so that you can control the thoughts in your mind, you control your body, you can feel like you have the power to choose your thoughts and choose your actions, to choose your life going forward, and really start to love life and find joy in even the little tiny things in your life. That's what I do on my 7-day challenge. It's what my Create Happy Thoughts process freebie giveaway, which will be ready soon, and my 7-day Kickstarter on how to rewire your brain for positivity is going to work, and then my 6-month program to help people off antidepressants and off depression, so you never feel again. I've been down a few times since then. I've been suicidal a couple of times, but what has always happened is because I've got these tools and these techniques now, I can flip it and switch it and change it within a few minutes. Well, not within a couple of days. 24 hours usually, I'd say, is the cycle. You say, okay, I'm feeling bad now. I've got these bad thoughts. I'm spiraling out of control. Let's catch it. As my friend Jill Stanton would say, let's catch, cancel, correct. Cancel those negative thoughts, correct the direction, make different choices, which is why I always talk about ACE. A-C-E. Become aware of the problem you've got, make different choices, and then put effort in over time, because the effort in over time helps you to rewire your brain for the positivity, so that you can stop that automaticity thing, and you change your habits so that it's always positive. Hello viewer, by the way. I see our viewer's been on here for absolutely ages, watching all of this. It's fantastic to see. No idea who you are. We're lovely to say hello. I guess I'll see later on about who was the viewer. But anyway, So yeah, back to the self-image thermostat, which I've only got a few minutes left now, because that was always supposed to be, this was supposed to be a 5-minute thing on that. Yes, so, and in fact in 2017, just to finish, oh hello Claire, how are you doing? Happy birthday to you, because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate every day. Lovely to see you on here. Just a really good, nice story about my background and how I got into helping people off antidepressants and off depression in general. So go back and watch that, that'll be great. I love your feedback actually, because you've been part of that story actually, Claire, up and down. Well, you weren't the girl who I was going to go and meet, by the way, at the beginning of the story. That was a different girl, but it would have been you, it could have been you, quite easily could have been you. It was around that same sort of time, 2012, January 2012. Anyway, so yes, self-belief, thermostat, that's right. Okay, so quickly on that one. What I'll do is I'll readdress this one in a future one, possibly tomorrow, maybe even later on this afternoon. Although I've just thought, I just realised, I did this on Saturday, wasn't it? I try to keep it under 15 minutes so I can do it for Instagram. But what I really need to do is actually edit Instagram into just like a couple of clips and then say go see it on the YouTube for the full whack of this conversation. There you go. And then maybe on YouTube I need to cut out the happy birthdays bits. I don't know, not sure how that kind of works. It's not that far, is it? Just running through a few names. Anyway, right, self-image thermostat. So we all have a self-image, who we think we are right now and who we believe our lives are right now. But it's not fixed. We think it's fixed, but we know now with neuroplasticity that our brains can be rewired. We can rewire our brains to think differently, feel differently, act differently, have different beliefs and all that sort of stuff. We had beliefs as children, which has changed over time. We had no beliefs when we first born, and then we got programmed to have beliefs by our parents, our teachers, our society, our friends, and then our experiences in life in general. And over time, these beliefs became cemented because we kind of repeated them over time, and it became our reality. But we can change that reality. It's like our thermostat. It's like a thermostat. American English. Set it at 20 degrees UK, 70 degrees US, and what can happen is that we can. So we have this sort of thermostat. We've got a level that we feel is right for us, and then. But we want to try and make things better. We want to turn the thermostat out. We want to be better. So we try something and it doesn't work. And we try something and it doesn't work. And then we try something and it doesn't work. And we try something and it doesn't work. And eventually you kind of you feel like you've had this kind of drive to try and push things forward. And you push things forward and it just doesn't quite work. And eventually you go, well, maybe I'm just trying to push it too high. So I'll lower my thermostat so that I can achieve the goals. And I do teach this, by the way, but I'll teach it in a different way, and I'll try and explain that in a minute. So we bring the thermostat down to say 60 or 15 or to 18, for example, in the UK, so that we can feel comfortable. So we feel comfortable because we get used to this. I go, oh, that's the temperature I really wanted it to be. This is where I wanted my life to be. This is okay. This is comfortable. So we cut things out of our life. We don't try quite so hard, so we can feel like we can achieve. We surround ourselves with people who are not that too much bigger than ourselves. In fact, even try and surround ourselves with people who are slightly less well off than we are, so that we can feel better about ourselves, like we're achieving, we're doing okay, and just about okay down here. And this is why we tend to watch TV programs that make us feel good for ourselves. It's soap operas and reality TV and so forth, and we start going, oh, okay, it's right, because look at their lives are terrible, my life's okay. We make ourselves feel comfortable at this level over here. But then let's just say we have an opportunity to drive ourselves forward, and we find something that works, and we go, oh, fantastic, life, brilliant. We start pushing ourselves back up, and we start having this success, and goes up to here, and goes up to like 80 degrees or something like this. And then suddenly our brain clicks in and goes, whoa, 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 what are you doing up here? This isn't the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be down here. We turn the thermostat on. Let's reduce you. Start doing stupid things. You start making bad mistakes. You start not doing the things that would got you here, and you start to bring the temperature back down again to the level that you're comfortable with, to keep you comfortable and safe. But actually what you really want to do is you want to be raising that temperature thermostat up, and the only way you can do that is similar to the comfort zone thing that I talk about all the time. You have a comfort zone, put a hula hoop on the floor, and that's your comfort zone. And then you put another hula hoop and you just put it just next to it, overlapping, so that you can stand in the first hula hoop, but you can also stand in the second hula hoop, and you can start feeling a little bit uncomfortable, isn't that beautiful view back there? And then step back in again and you go, oh, that's okay. But now you stepped into it a little bit, you're slightly more comfortable, the temperature's up a little bit, you kind of just go, oh, you know, it's okay, I can raise the thermostat a little bit, I can make this little step, and then I can raise the thermostat a little bit, I can make the step, I can raise it. So you can start surrounding yourself with different people. You can start hanging out, for example, if you want to lose weight, for example, you hang around people who are going to the gym on a regular basis. So because you go to the gym, but you hang around less, spend less time with the people who go out and eat the takeaways and so forth, and you spend more time with the people who go to the gym more often. Obviously I'm massively overgeneralizing here, but you kind of get the idea. You want to give up smoking, you hang around less with the people with smokers, and you say, I'm not a smoker anymore. Somebody was saying the other day about how do you give up drinking. Basically you just decide that you're no longer a drinker. When people offer you drinks, you say, no, sorry, I don't drink anymore. I always have this because I don't really drink anymore. But when people say, do you want to drink? And I go, no, I don't really drink anymore. And they say, oh, but we saw you drinking a couple of weeks ago. Oh, well, yeah, the odd occasion, special occasion, might have a glass of bubbly, might have a cocktail if the feeling takes me, but generally speaking, I don't drink. So I don't drink. So I don't just, drink for the sake of drinking. I drink kind of when I choose to, when the feeling takes me, but not just for the sake of it. So I will have a water with lemon in it when I go out with friends, for example, or no, I wouldn't have a tea in a bar, but you know what I mean. Maybe a lemonade. I'm feeling flash. But also it saves me money. So there's a little bit of a, I don't want to spend money, so I'll bring my thermostat down a little bit because I don't want to spend the money, so I'll bring my thermostat down a little bit. Yeah, so it was a little bit of that, but it also helped me as well because I was never particularly great on alcohol, not in a bad way. I felt I actually was a depressive, and actually alcohol is a bit of a depressive anyway. It made me feel worse to drink. Anyway, so I'm a life and soul of the party anyway normally, so it's not that bad of a problem. So we're driving that temperature. We need to take the little actions to raise the temperature, change the people who we hang around with, and I teach all of this stuff in the 7-day Kickstarter, so you're all good with that if you want to do that. The other thing I wanted to say on here, which is kind of cool, is I've heard this one before, but I liked it again in this context as well, which is if you think about you want to lose weight, right? That's a little bit like the thermostat. So you want to lose weight effectively. So you've become this other person that your self-image doesn't feel like it is. You've lost weight, and this is like your self-image says, no, I'm an overweight person, for example. I know this is a bit extreme, and don't worry about the language in here. Just read into it what makes sense to you. But your self-image is I'm overweight, and then you lose some weight. And people start noticing and say, oh, look at you, you've lost a bit of weight, haven't you? And make all these comments, say, oh, you're looking fit, and you go, oh, God, makes me feel uncomfortable because that's not who I am, it's not my body image and so forth. And so then you've got to go and find the weight again, haven't you? So you've lost the weight, and now you've got to go and find the weight again because you lost the weight, and then bring yourself back down to the thermostat. As opposed to what you really want to do, of course, is you want to change your self-image so that you become a slimmer person, I guess you could say. Whatever wording makes sense to you. So you basically decide that this is now who you are. A little bit like for me, I'm no longer a drinker, so I no longer drink alcohol. In general. People would say this if you're a vegan, for example. I'm now a vegan. I don't eat meat. And then people get used to it. You start telling the story, and then people get used to it. People see your thermostat is here, and so people will stop offering you the cigarettes. People will stop offering you the food. They'll stop offering you the alcohol. They'll stop offering you the whatever the first thing was I said. The food, the meat. There you go, the meat for vegans or vegetarian. You can get vegetarian as well. Same thing. People will start recognizing that's who you are. That's who your self-image is. That's who you are now. Is here. This person up here. And then of course you've got people who will then start to hang around with you because you'll be a fit person. And then people will say, I want to hang around them because I want to be like that person who's now fit and healthy and all that kind of stuff. For example, I'm not saying this is necessary. Well, no, I am saying this is all good stuff. This is what you should be doing. I say should before. Remember how I said should? It's can choose to. So this is you taking back power, taking back control. You say, I should be losing weight. I should be stopping smoking. I should be stopping drinking. I should be this and stuff. I don't know. Even if I say you should, no, you take control. You choose what you want to do. You choose the level you want to run at. And there you are. You're there then because you've chosen. You've decided this is who you're going to be. You've decided this is your self-image. You've decided this is what your rules are going forward. rather than allowing society and other people to detect your thermostat, other people to drag you down, pull you down to their level. What you want to do is you want to be the person then that other people say, oh, I want to be like them. And then these people, because remember how before we talked about lowering your thermostat and then hanging around with people so you feel good about yourself, hang around with people who are worse off than you so that you feel good about yourself. Well, if you raise yourself up, then then other people who want to be like you will start to come up and start to try and, so then you'll still have a group of people around you. This comes back to what I said on Saturday, I think, which is be loved for who you are, not for who, it's better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you're not. It's kind of counterintuitive in that sense, but it's the same thing. It's like, this is who you're not. This is not who you want to be. This is who you want to be, and you have to do this thing. Good morning. So you have this self-image thing that you need to get into your head, that this is who I now am going forward. This is who I want to be, and then tell everybody around you that's who you are now. This is your new personality. You can move into that. You step into this thing. Take the power. Take the control. Decide whether you want to do it. Become ACE. ACE. Become aware of the thing you want to change. Make the choices to change, and then put the effort in over time to embed those changes. There you go. That's my story of the day in 22 minutes. I can't believe I actually spent 22 minutes talking about this. But hopefully it was useful. There was a viewer on here the whole time, so I'm guessing it was engaging. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you're interested in getting hold of my Create Happy Thoughts process PDF download for free, let me know. Drop me a comment below and just say happy. No. Create Happy. Create Happy would work better, wouldn't it? Create Happy in the comments below, and I'll send you a link to that, because I'm going to get that done today. Because I know I've been talking about it for ages, but it's going to get done today. Well, one thing that's going to get done today. And if you're interested in, well, actually, then if you're interested in my 7-day Kickstarter, Rewire Your Brain for Positivity, then that's coming soon too, which I've talked about a lot before as well. But I'm now really starting to feel like this is the area I want to be working in, helping people off antidepressants, helping people to become free from depression in general, helping people to change their lives so that they're living a life that they love, that they're in control of, that they feel the power of their own life and their own power and their own thoughts, power over their own thoughts. I don't know, something like that. You get the idea. Right, thank you for watching, whoever the viewer is. I'm not sure if it's clear or not, but loving you all, sending love out into the world. Have a lovely Monday, and have a lovely week ahead, and I will see you tomorrow with a properly reduced version of this. Because I really do want to try and keep these under sort of 10 minutes, these ones are, especially since I'm going to be starting to move these into my Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Find Your Fire community, the longer versions, and hopefully I'll just do the happy birthday and a quick introduction, then say come and join me in the group if you want the full version of this later on. Not sure how it's going to work with YouTube things though. Maybe they'll become unlisted videos on YouTube or something, or subscribers only maybe. That's an interesting idea, because I think you can become subscribers to my, not subscribers, members only. I don't know. Anyway, something for the future to think about. Take care, guys. Love you all. Mwah. Have a lovely day. Bye for now.